So we're looking at this book, baby. There's your first draft read like a monologue. Here's how to make it into a conversation. You've written a few chapters and maybe even completed a full first draft. Now something about the manuscript just isn't working. How to fix it? It has to be a monologue if you're black. If you're all black, then you can have a monologue. If you like to compromise with evil and go to the axis of evil at night instead of enjoying the silence, then you're entering into a war between Gora and Kala, into a conversation between Gora and Kala. But if you go into enjoy the silence at night and stay on your own 2 feet at day, then inshallah what would happen is let's read a different book. How to get to close this library. Let's have a look at one of these. Which one should we look at? The orange, pink. Let's have a look at pink. How long is it going to take to download? I should download it instantly. Anyway, like I was saying, it can be a monologue if you're a single strict monotheist, and if you don't have a companion in life, like from a fallen angel, like the church say, counting the number of all humans with a fallen angel. But there are a few honest messengers out there in the world who keep time going, and without whom we'll be in a burnt-out world of dungeons and things like that. It could be really nightmare. If there were no children, Adam, no black people. Black Lives Matter, therefore, and we should think about Black Lives Matter. And Black Lives Matter, and children Adam matter a lot to us, and our future depends on having human ethics and human morality and human life forms. And they're endangered now, and because the money root of evil has enslaved so many humans, and it's such a hard battle. Misery, you buy souls for misery at a miserable price. When you want to go to Eden, and you think you want to go to Eden and have a taste of Eden, and you think, yes, okay, let's try Rose Spectacle if that's what means I'm going to paradise, and if that's what heaven is. And then you just realise that, what goes up must come down, and how far they take human perishing, and how far they take impoverishment and ghettoising and imprisonment and dungeons and all kinds of bloodsuckers and all kinds of evil things that Satanists do to humans. It's not easy to go to paradise in church world. There's a lot of persecution of Adam, and it's not needed. But some people who survive because they were like, I got the poison, I got the remedy, smoke Mazrock, and whenever they were faced with harmful poison, they had a remedy of help. And so to survive like that, I take it a moment at a moment, and hopefully you'll have things to keep you going, like armistice and 7 chakras and things like that. Will it open? That means no. Will it open? Here we go. Me and my wife Nergis back in mashups. So there was this Quranic passage for the term "need anyone," Quranic search for "need anyone," There's 2 verses which says need anyone, and the first verse is like Surah 3 verse 97. In it are clear signs, the station of Abraham. Anyone enters it shall be granted safe passage. The people owe it to God that they shall observe Hajj at the shrine, to the shrine, when they can afford it. As for those who disbelieve, God does not need anyone. Surah 39 verse 7. If you disbelieve, God does not need anyone. But he decides to see his servants make their own decision. If you decide to be appreciative, he is pleased for you. No soul bears the sin of any other soul. Ultimately, to your Lord is your return. Then he will inform you of everything you have done. He is fully aware of the innermost thoughts. Inshallah. So that's like that. Gold is getting old, houses built to last. First verse talks about house of Allah. Second verse talks about he dislikes to see his servants make the wrong decision. Is that what it says? Make the wrong decision, yeah. And so when you want to shoot lines, it's the wrong decision to do. It's gold getting old. But if you go to the house of Allah, then this is Kashif's sanctuary back in 41 Road. Being a builder is good, depending on how you look at it. Better than digging. Whereas in Europe, where we may talk of free stone cutters and builders, like the devils who built Solomon's temple and Lord of Harvest, the sea and underground, under his command. Yes, Solomon was not a disbeliever in Allah, but the devils were. They taught people sorcery, sell your soul for a miserable price and practice witchcraft, and therefore cannot have a share in the hereafter. Now, how do you build? Let me give you an example. I'm on medication, antipsychotic tranquilizers. Now they say to prevent voices and to stop dopamine production, and they say causes voices. However, you know things by the opposite. What is the opposite of tranquilizer? It's tranquil. It's anger and shouting and disruption. Therefore, on one side, the Western dark scientists say to know yourself is to know your enemy. On the other side, Eastern faces who know that in Allah's mouth, the disbeliever schemes backfire against them. Therefore, tranquilizers will inherently make you angry when the half-life of the medication is withdrawn or drawing to a close. So you see, you know things by the opposite. If it's a test, it's about knowing the result, which is scientific. If it's a question, about observing timelines of events, which is artistic. If it's a competition, it's about getting it right at the right time, which is classical. Mind is certain, body is uncertain, soul is a mystery, just like water, the source of everything in life, full of the nothing of death and there of the eternal resurrection. You know things by the opposite. So if it's a test and you administer tranquilizers, what will be the result? Anger. Therefore, it is prevention. But addiction and false lies of real evil, an illusion by which to suppress people for a prolonged period, for some basic satisfaction, where so much time and energy and pain went into bitching out. Instead of mellowing into feeling proud, they have enslaved humans to purposeful witchcrafting and folk Europeans. Now, how do you build? Just like a vaccine, you make your body experience the effects of a condition and will react against it. Like they say, this life teaches wisdom. Wisdom is the truth of soul and internal wisdom of the past. So therefore, if you want to be kind, benevolent builder, you administer opium. It deters a baby or child from digging and makes them builders instead. However, this is also not required. Reaching alignment in simple as mentioning and reciting Allah's words, then they're no longer selfish, petty jealousies and indulgences. It doesn't end the suffering. Pretending to be strong while all the while totally suffering and weak under devils. Now, when you are a builder, you have your own hearing, your own eyes, your own brain moral. It's Abraham Semites who are kind just like Abraham. He was extremely kind, clement. That is what the pagans are trying to annihilate, the Semites, Abrahamic people, Muslims, Semites, since they are warriors. Whereas to be Abrahamic is to enjoy the pleasure of enlightenment. And I'm sure it comes from the lineage since my daughter is also enlightened, mashallah. But we never administer opium to babies or anything. It's just simply Allah's will and guides that He blesses whom He will. Those who are enlightened are like Isa, who was an imam, who angels who were dispatched to Sodom. The angels gave Abraham news of an enlightened son. Therefore, the only person to have met angels was given news of an enlightened son, and saw in influence and prayed he would be like the angels just he saw. He who were dispatched to the people of Lot. Yet the Masonic Western dark scientists are evil opportunists, wicked liars, fucking evil tyrants, who make war against all drugs, and deny incrimination for all these scientific pharmaceutical made atrocities like AIDS and psychiatric lies and evil drugs that they shoot people and babies with in war, which can cause cancers and mess up metabolism and are known to cause evil effects. Like the word builder, it can have two meanings, and this double standard and backbiting means those seeking exaltation on earth and want to get regrets, or those who seek glory of Allah and want to love Allah as their commander will get receive their recompense. Warriors want to war with Allah, challenge His oneness, submit want to submit to Allah, and bear witness to know the deity beside Allah, and that Allah promises of the last day is a certainty, since everything would vanish. There's more than another deity beside Allah. Diggers digging their graves, thinking of being someone worthy, builders building their future, and knowing to Allah belongs all praise in the heavens and the earth. God is cursed, gold is cursed, gold is getting old, gold is wasting as use of trivia. What is blessed? What is like a West Christian mansion? Solomon commanded to remodel Sheba's palace. Inshallah, the Messiah son of David will find. Inshallah, what is full of life? Gold is getting old. Consuming pigs, horse built to last, producing chickens. Pizza smell. Okay, I'll leave it. Shall I read some more? Okay, let's read again. Let's read another passage, inshallah. Like you probably heard, first you gotta dig before you can build, but you don't want to be as beautiful an angel or as ugly a heroine or addict users. We are placed on earth due to the disbelief of Adam and Eve, and you see how humans are all born alongside the companion. You will try to lead to polytheism, or you redeem your soul, knowing this is exactly the evidence of Allah's existence. Therefore, to seek refuge in Allah from Satan, the curse, will make you united. When Adam and Eve were sent to earth, and the devils too were banished from Eden, Allah told them He will send messengers, and if anyone believes them, they will find joy and happiness. Enlightenment has two meanings, or even three. It can mean a bright idea or ease, either selling your soul or meaning or redeeming your soul. Children of Israel are supposedly angelic, characterized by women who were winners who were first. Because Isaac and his son Jacob were imams, which means enlightenment. I think, and because Allah's appreciativeness of Abraham, who was an exemplary vanguard in his submission to Allah, Allah blessed Abraham with many things, and Abraham was one to me, named the Samaritans, who gets angry, dogs or cats. Yeah, they try their hardest to make a cat get angry, poisoning me with tranquilizers. As soon as they withdraw, I take the first opportunity to get angry. But I have been put for him. No one side like living today American evil dead fault. And if I saw smoking waiting for the fat big doctor to use some mind control protocol, and I admit that diagnosis could be wrong. In case of immune negligence and severe damages, repercussions against white supremacists starting done so loyally. Masters the same opportunity with troublemakers, useless exercise, told to take meds again and again. And if you make 6 months, they'll reduce it later and make another 6 months. They'll reduce it later, another 6 months, another 6 months, another 6 months, another 6 months, another 6 months until you're on the lowest dose. And they will stop them for the next 5 years. They never reduce it until you're dependent on it. And how many are my enemies? Pieces of me. Should we read some more? I expect a clue. Do you have a clue about how there was this cartoon drawers, Hebdo, Cluedo, were drawing cartoons about Galakash. In this picture here, Galakash. They didn't include the drawings, cartoon drawings of this person, Galakash, and it showed how much persecution they're going to do on him by doing cartoon drawings. And it was such a crime against humanity they've been doing. And then they set up a Charles Manson attack by saying they were terroristly attacked by terrorists, but they were just staging in an event, and they got found out at the end, and then they shut up. And that's what Cash was talking about here back in January 2015. Shall I leave it there, inshallah? Inshallah.